We are live, MoneyPot podcast, live betting reactions from the Six and Hawks game, man. We are ready to go live. Let's get it.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Left, beat left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
All I gotta say is Sixers and 5. Sixers and 5. Welcome everybody back here to another episode of MoneyPot podcast. We're talking live betting reactions. We're talking the Atlanta Hawks game 3. We got our poll question. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. If you ain't on the membership plan, get on the damn membership plan. Last week we'll go over all the plays and all the picks. We got a new format to the show. It's me, your host, Moss Money. Got my guy Renzo. What's up, boy?
What's happening? What's good with it?
What's good, man? You know, Friday night, we stuck inside, man. Everybody else outside having a good time.
I don't know how that shook out like that.
Yeah, you know how that worked out, man.
Right.
We got things to do, things to talk about, man. So let's get right into it, man. Sixers and 5, dog. Like 6 and 5. Atlanta ain't gonna win another game.
Yeah.
Atlanta ain't gonna win another game, man. 6 and 5, man. That's gonna be the whole theme of the week. I don't think they come back until Monday. Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I watched it until probably like the end of the third.
End of the third. Okay. And this is a quick reaction. What did you see in that game? Like, are we seeing the Sixers really starting to pick up? Because if you look at their record, man, like what are they? 7-1 or 7-2 or something like that in the last 8 or 9 games.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those quintessential, like you look through every like playoffs, right? And what happened in game 1 isn't odd, right? Like that happens, right? Sometimes,
Yeah. Right. Yep.
Happens, right? And then the team that's supposed to win picks it up game 2, and in game 3 they handle business and then they roll, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's the situation. So it's definitely 6 and 5 here. They're just a better team. They should win by 10, 15 points every game against them.
Every game. Easy.
That's just what it should be, right?
Right.
So I think this is just this didn't surprise me. I smacked the money, and the line was at 1.5.
Yo, I smacked it.
That was
all
easy.
over it.
Yeah, that was easy.
That was easy.
Yeah, that was easy money.
Yeah, it was.
1.5. Yeah, I took. I think I put 500 on it to start, and I took it live for like another 200. So I wish I did more. It was
money day.
It was easy. Yeah. That was easy.
Yeah. Gotta love those no sweat plays. Who don't like those no sweat plays?
Right.
You know what I mean, we gotta put something together where we feel some no sweat play, man. So talking about the game, man, and let's go right into the poll question. We'll ask the poll question out there for people watching, man. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Is the defensive player of the year in Ben Simmons, and I'm just going to call him that because I think he should have won it, but if the defensive player of the year, is that enough? Because you watch other podcasts, you watch people like Stephen A. Smith get online and say, you know, if Ben Simmons becomes a jump shooter, he's LeBron James. My question to the people out there, agree or disagree, is a defensive player of the year and Ben Simmons, is that enough? Like, is that enough for us to win? You know what I mean? Like, everybody cries and moans about how he doesn't shoot. We want him to shoot and this and that. But as he is, we know what he is. We talked about this for years on this show. We go back and forth about it every time. But I've already come around that this is what he is. He's not going to be any more than what we're seeing right now. And the people complain and bitch and moan about him shooting. Oh, just shoot a little jumper. You're in the paint. You're right there. And we get on him too. We've seen it a couple times where he passes out. He's like a deer in headlights running through the lane, looking for his outlet, not taking it strong to the hoop. You know what I mean? But if you get the defensive player of the year out of him, like how many defensive player of the years players are effective on offense?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To that caliber. Like the last one we see win both awards, I want to say Mike,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
So, are we putting,
Nah,
we're not putting,
Giannis
or
is one.
yeah, Giannis too, right? So, like, is that enough? As I mean, do you agree or disagree to that poll?
That's an open question.
That's for you. Yeah, yeah, no,
Oh,
that's
that's
for
for
you.
me. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
it's not enough for me.
No, it's not. You disagree?
Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's not enough
Ah,
because a couple of reasons. One, first off, we pay. It's not. We're paying you $180 million,
okay.
right? So for the
Cash.
fact that we're paying you $180, that restricts us in other places, right? And
Right.
now, when I pay someone that type of money, and I in essence built my team around you,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to bring me home, or I need you to be a focal point in bringing me home, right? And I think the game of basketball, playoff, like I always say, the game of basketball, playoff basketball, championship basketball, at the end of the day, always comes down to putting the ball in the basket and someone making a play, someone making a shot. That's just what championship basketball is. So we're not talking about being a number one seed. We're not talking about going to the playoffs every year. That's
Right. Right.
not what the expectations is. So when I look at championships, and I look at the guys who win championships every year, the teams that win every year, they just got playmakers. And the fact of the matter is, the way our team's constructed, and the way our team will always be constructed, because Ben Simmons is on our team getting paid $180 million. At the end of the game, we're going to have to throw the ball into Embiid, who either is going to be double teamed or he's going to be on the 3 point line. So they're going to get the ball in his hands, and then we're going to have to rely on Shake Milton,
Mm-hmm.
Danny Green, or Seth Curry to bring us home. Like that's what you're going to see in this next round against the Nets. If the games are close, going down to the wire, you're going to see the ball in like Seth Curry's hands, running a pick and roll with Seth Curry to go to the finals. Like that's not what we. I'm not paying Seth Curry to do that or Danny Green to do that, but that's what we're going to have to do because Ben Simmons is going to be in the corner somewhere. He shouldn't even be on the court. So it's just not good enough because and then not to be long-winded, another thing is you don't really offset the elite players that you're going to face deep in the playoffs, right? Like Ben
Right.
Simmons is a world-class defender, but when you play KD, it's still KD. When you play Donovan Mitchell, it's still Donovan Mitchell. It's still going to be Giannis. Whoever you play, you're not going to offset them enough that your offense doesn't hurt your team. So that's just my thought on it.
So I completely disagree with you, and I actually agree with the poll. And I don't defend Ben. You know
Right.
me. I'm a Ben hater all the way through and through. But I actually agree with the poll because I'm getting the best lockdown defender in the game. Right. We got to find different ways and different options. You know what I mean? Which we have, which we're seeing. Right. Kormaz, even though I don't like it, he ain't scared of the moment. You know what I mean? We already know Shake ain't scared in the moment. Danny's got the green light. We have enough shooters around him that somebody's got to make a goddamn bucket, right? Somebody's got to be open. Embiid is a monster. He's a terror. He almost got a triple double today. You know what I mean? I don't like that he flops around a lot. He looks like you know what I mean? Sooner or later, something's not going to bend the right way, and he's going to get really hurt. You know what I mean? But knock on wood too on that. But at the same time, like giving me a lockdown defender that can say, "Hey, go play their best player and make it tough." Right? Anybody, almost everybody outside of Durant that you just listed, I think Ben could take out of the game. I
I,
think Ben could
I
take Giannis
disagree.
out of his game and make. You know what I mean?
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, I mean, we're going to see it, right? Well, I don't know.
You're not gonna say this playoffs, but
Yeah,
but they've played. He's played against Giannis plenty of times. The skill, the offensive skill in the game right now is just at the elite level. It's just too elite. It's I'll say so. He slows him down. Let's just say he slows down Donovan Mitchell, right? If we played the Jazz in the finals,
yeah.
so Donovan's
Which
not gonna drop
which
45.
which looks like very likely too. By
Right,
the way,
right. It looks
Jazz
very
look
likely,
good.
right? All right, so he won't have 45. He'll have 32, and he won't shoot 49%. He'll shoot 44%. It's like, all right, but
Well,
he
they'll just
still
run
needs
pick and
30.
roll to get Ben off him, though, just like Trey
Right,
does. Yeah,
right. So it's it doesn't. Again, and so to your point, what's going to start happening for Ben Simmons, I think through his career, you're going to have apologists that's going to say, "Well, that's not what he does. The team needs to build something else around him." It's like, yeah, that's cool, but we're paying you 180. You're spoke of and you're put in this phenomenal phenom role in the NBA, and it's like, well, you're not that because I cannot count on you. I always say to people, right? Like we all play basketball growing up. When has the best player on the court, when a game got tied up and it was 12-12 and game go to 13 in a straight game, and it's like, yo, when has the best kid on the court right then don't get the ball or go stand in the corner? That doesn't happen. Like,
Right.
the best kid doesn't go stand in the corner or come out the game when it's 12-12 in a straight game at 13.
Right.
So it's like you can't possibly be the best player on the court if you shouldn't even be on the court in the waning moments of the game. In my opinion. That's just
No,
how
I mean, I feel you, and everybody out there. If you still watching, make sure you hit that like and hit that subscribe, man. If you didn't get on the membership package, get on that goddamn membership package. You know what I mean? I've been getting hot. Man. You know how them boys throw, and they throw money in here and they throw money up in there, man. I just want to show you we don't really do that, but just in case you don't think we don't play like that, we ain't getting hot. You know what I mean? Just to let you know, last week, and I'll get into this a little bit more about last week plays. So just stay tuned. We'll get to the plays. But going back to the poll question, you know, I think we're discrediting the fact of how much we need defense, you know, on the court, and how he's an elite defensive man, top 3 in the league, hands down, without even questioning. Most people would think he's the best defender in the league, right? And I think that at the cost of 180 million or something like that's a luxury that, you know what I mean, that we don't have, because most defensive players that we've seen that have been elite, they don't have the skill set that he has. They don't handle the ball much. There's some type of wing defender that don't handle the ball much. Obviously, the offensive skill set is, you know, kind of relatable, right? They don't have a big offensive skill set, but they rebound good. And he obviously is an assist maker. He's a playmaker. Like you know what I mean? He's a 6'10" playmaker with a defensive elite skill set. And we're mad about that, right? What did he have tonight? 15? Let me see. Let me look it up. Real quick, man.
And I'm not
And I'm defending Ben. This is crazy. Like, this is recorded, and I'm just sitting here defending Ben. He had 18, 4, and 7, bro. With no offense. With no offensive skill set. With no shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't believe it. I'm going to say it right now. I'm coming around on Ben Simmons, bro.
That's funny.
I'm actually coming around on Ben Simmons. And I only do it because, you know, Steve not here. You know what I mean? But I'm actually coming around on Ben Simmons, man. Because if you look at what he is, and if you accept that what he is, he's the best at what he is, right? He's a defensive stopper that can make plays. Now, is it going to hurt us in critical moments when he has the ball deep and he doesn't take it to the rack? Absolutely.
Yes.
But does that erase everything else that he brings to the table? You have a great argument that he does, because if you lose and he has the ball in the hand and that's what you want, or he's at the free throw line and he can't sink it, then it's just like you want to throw the screen. Like, what the fuck, man? You're worth 180 million. Make some free throws. Figure out how to get a hook or a turnaround. You know what I'm saying? But the way that this team is constructed, the shooters, the people who can shoot and make their kind of own shot for them to a degree, I think it's almost perfectly constructed. You know what I mean? At this point, if you had another quote unquote sharpshooter, then they would be. I mean, they're dangerous now. I think they're 10-1, which is good odds. You know what I mean? Which is real.
No way they beat the Nets.
No way they beat the Nets.
And I'm a diehard Sixers fan, man. I just can't. Ben Simmons is going to have to show me.
All right.
And I hope I'm wrong, because I'm diehard. So.
All right. You got money on Brooklyn to win it all?
I don't have money on Brooklyn to win it all, but I think Brooklyn's going to win it all.
Oh, okay. All right.
They got the best player in the game.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm not questioning that. He's a the tarantula for a reason, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. So we kind of got in a little deep into the poll question. As you can see, we're doing a little bit of new format of the show. So usually we talk about bets first. We get into the best bets. But since we have the membership package that we've been talking about, and I'll bring it up right. Where's that membership package? Like, there we go. You know what I mean? There's the great membership package for $9.99. You get the perks, the shout outs, the member only shows, the appearances, and obviously the weekly picks for me, B Diddy, Steve O, and of course Renzo on the line here. Join today. Go ahead and go to YouTube for A2D Radio. Make sure you sign up, man. So let's talk about what happened last week. So Saturday last week was the first weekend of the bets. Saturday was an even day. We had hit I believe it was a 3 or 4 team parlay that actually broke even for us. We had 5 plays, and I went 2 for 5, but the parlay hit and actually broke evens on the day. And that's if you put a unit on. And if for those who are listening, don't know what a unit is $100. So comeback Sunday felt really good on the plays, but it was a huge miss. And if you talk to people who bet plays, you follow people, all you see is their wins. They never talk about their losses, right? Understand that we're in this for the long haul, right? My bad. Joan, computer starting to lose the charge. So remember that we're in it for the long haul. This, like, you're not going to join the membership for a month and then just get off it. You're going to expect this to keep going. And then once we get into football season, it's going to be dangerous, right? Because that's what we do. That's our thing. Football is really our thing. So first weekend didn't go as well. But I'm coming right back. Like I'm coming right back. Like I said before, man. We don't flash. A lot of people on here, they got the joint on their ear, with the rubber bands and all that stuff. We don't flash. But bro, I've been on a goddamn heater, man. You know what I mean? I've been on a heater that's like 1,500 in front of me, dog. So, you know what I mean? Don't worry about it. We're gonna come back strong this week. Make sure you go sign up, man. And we're gonna go right in. The plays come out. I think they push the plays out right before the games. Usually games start around 12, so we'll have the plays up and ready by 11:30. Man, make sure you go check us out, man. We got some good plays. UFC this weekend too. That card is phenomenal on UFC. So I can't wait for that. What you think about the Floyd fight, man? Anything? Just a shit show?
Yeah, nah, man. Look, I like it. I like it actually, man. I think it's entertaining.
Uh
Gives
huh.
you, I think it gives you something to do,
Right.
something to watch. And I can respect, man, people that's like, making ways for themselves to get money, right? And you
Yeah.
got social media,
Big time too.
big time, right? So you got social media, and somebody was able to build a brand, and you fight Floyd, and Floyd on the other end is like, you finna go and do your thing and pick up another whatever he's picked up, $50 million,
Yeah.
whatever.
100 million.
It's all good. And
Yeah.
it show you how good these boxes are. Like Floyd's 6, 7 inches shorter and 50
40
pounds heavier.
pounds. Yeah. That was
Right.
insane. And he,
Yeah.
he, he almost put him down too.
Almost put him down.
Yeah, almost put him down too. He carried him for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
For sure. All right. So right
Yep.
now, the game right now with Phoenix is we're gonna do a live bet right here. It's 43-36 Phoenix, and let me get on my FanDuel. And just to show you how we look at the play, how we can look at the plays. Right now I'm on FanDuel right now, so we got live props right now. There's a nice little bet here. We got Phoenix favored by 1.5 with the over 222.5. Right now the line just jumped to -6.5. Looking at the quarters, Phoenix had a great first quarter, 37 points. Denver had 27. I kind of felt that Phoenix was going to come out, and I think they don't have enough. Denver just doesn't have enough to run with Phoenix
Yeah.
right now, and they need Michael Porter Jr. to go.
Right.
And he's injured, he's hurt, and they got to find scoring from somewhere else. He's got 8 points though. He's not shooting too bad. Joker's got 7 or 6. Morris has 9. Barton's going to be huge for them. The Barton's come back. He's got 5. But I mean, Booker's going on a tear right now. He's got 11 points. So looking at the line right now, seeing how the flow of the game is playing, I got it on another screen up here, watching the flow. I would really look at Booker's points and see what that
Mm-hmm.
over and under is. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? At this moment, and I would see if I could catch it at a nice play. If he's around 30, I like him at 30. To be honest, I think he might give us 30. I saw him in the first quarter, the way he's shooting, the confidence that he's shooting. Yo, like that boy's bad. That
And he's at how much right now?
it's so the live betting right now hasn't updated on mine.
Okay. Well,
Um,
he's 4 for 7.
he's got 11 right now.
He got 11 right now.
He's got 11 right now. But I like him right now, and this is a live bet, y'all. Just looking at the line right now, looking at the game, looking at the flow of the game, and then we're going to get into the tips of how we make these plays. But looking at the flow right now, he's a shooter, right? We know he's a shooter and he's a scorer for sure, right? Obviously. So when you look at those two things, you look at the flow of the game. You see how Phoenix went out, real quick in the first quarter. Denver's fighting right now in the second quarter. It's only 9-8, Denver. You know what I mean? But if you look at the way the scoring is going right now, who's got a little bit of a hot hand? All of Phoenix players are all shooting over 50% right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All of them but, one who's shooting, 40%. But everybody's shooting over 50%. They're really efficient right now. You can't say that about Denver. Denver has a whole new, backup grouping, which they typically do, though. They typically do run that whole backup group. So I like Booker to have over 30, man, for
Yeah.
sure. You know what I mean? So if you guys can find that live bet, it hasn't updated on mine with Booker. I'm looking for it right now, but I can't see it. I would put that bet in live right now with Booker over 30 points. He'll probably be like 31, something a little weird, like 32 and a half. You know what I mean?
He might actually be lighter than that.
You think so? 28,
I mean, because he's
28
at
and a half,
11. I mean, he's at 11 points halfway through the third, so he's
the second.
halfway through the second, so he's probably on track to have like maybe like I guess so. He's probably right there, probably like 28. If it was
Yeah, like
at
I said,
30, yeah, you probably
yeah,
right.
28 and a half. It
Yeah.
hasn't updated yet, so I don't know why. But let's get right into that with the tips about how to same game bet, right? So what you guys see on FanDuel is you typically see something called SGP, and that's called same game parlay, where you go into a game on like FanDuel and you're picking the same plays within the same game. So one of my best tips for how to pick that is what you do is you go to your dogs. Like, don't get special, don't get cute, don't go like if we're talking about the Sixers, don't go for like like Shake to have over 15, right? Because he's so streaky, or don't go for like Danny Green to have over three threes. You know what I mean? Those are crapshoot type plays. You stick to your dogs, you stick to your stars. You look at Embiid, you look at Harris, you look at Simmons. And then on the flip side of that, you look at Trey Young, you look at Collins, you look at rebounds for Capella. And then what you do is you look at the full list of what they've done in the last month and what they've done in the playoffs, and you start to get your analysis from the numbers, right? So if you see Capella, for example, he's averaging at least 12 rebounds in the last 4 games, right? You go to your same game parlay. Best thing to do is go to the alternate rebounds, and then you start building your parlay, to where he might fit. So if you know 12, a good now those odds are going to be really high, right? Those odds are going to be like you're going to pay a lot of juice for those, like minus 400, minus 500, because he's almost guaranteed to get you at least 10. So that's where I would pick that play, right? I would pick that play at probably like 9.5. I would pay the minus 330, just counting where it was, and then kind of build my parlay. Now, most people who do parlays, what they want to do is they want to build a 7-18 parlay and have $10 hit for like 10 grand. You know what I'm saying? Like they try to build these massive parlays because they see these massive bets online, on Twitter, with all these people who put on $50 and win 100 grand or whatever. Bet smarter, right? Bet smarter. Take the small wins. Take the plus 350s, the plus 280s. Take those small wins and let it compound and let it build. Just like you would anything else you would do. You wouldn't just go buy a Bentley, right? You would just work your way up, save up little by little, like you said, like they do with like pennies or anything like that. Everything compounds until you have this big bucket of money. Same thing with sports betting and betting. And same thing with parlays. Take the short enough wins, take the small wins, and next thing you know, you hit a win. Because parlays are hard to hit, right? So, if you look at a parlay, if you play two parlays every day for 5 days, Monday through Friday, that's 10 parlays. If you hit at least 3 or 4, that's a great percentage in hitting parlays, right? That's a great percentage because I think we broke down a percentage on hitting parlays, and the more the parlays list, the way less that those odds go down for you to bet your bet. Now, Chris, I don't know if you bet parlays anytime, but if you do, or if you were looking at it, what are some things that you would be looking at to kind of make those plays and make those bets?
Yeah, I mean, so I do here and there.
Right, right.
I think you hit on a lot of the key things, right? Like I think in general, like we always talk, you want to stay away from those sucker bets, right? You want to stay away from
Great call,
the,
sucker bets. Yep,
the sucker bets, right? Like you
yep.
want to get to consistent bets with consistent players, consistent teams, and consistent situations.
Hmm.
So for me, like when I take like like for example, you use with like compelling and rebounds or something like that. Um, I look at the star player, right? Like if it's I'm
Oh,
going
let me cut you
I'm
off
going
there, Chris. Booker's 31.5 right now.
31 half. Okay, there it is. Yep.
It is.
So I'm looking at Devin Booker's points. I'm looking at CP3's assists if he's been high. I'm looking at Ben Simmons' assists and rebound totals. I'm looking at Embiid's points, right? And I think you start there, and then back into how they've been playing over say a stretch called 10
Right,
game
exactly. Yep,
right?
yep, yes,
And
sir.
go that route. So I think you hit on a lot of points. I would just stay with the consistent theme of like stay away from the sucker bets, man. Find players that are consistent, that go out there and they always put the best foot forward, and then look at the conditions around it. Is it back to back? Is it some sort of like motivation behind the game, right? Is he playing at home, his hometown? Is he playing the Lakers? Is it primetime TV? So just take consistent players, consistent situations, and then just look at some of the surrounding situations and maybe game lines, storylines, and go from there. So
Renzo, I love that. I love everything you said, and especially you said no sucker bets, man. We don't take no suckers out here, man. No sucker bets, man. And like my man Jesse Davis said, man, don't bet the house on 4 time, man. On
right,
4 time, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
we can't like you can't like when you making these bets and when you making these same game day parlays and you making these parlays and you building up the parlays. I understand it's so enticing and so easy to get caught up in making these 7, 8 plays, and then you got this one. I think I posted it. Remember that play I posted with Austin Rivers, right? I could have won 16 grand. This was what, a couple weeks ago? I could have won 16 grand if Austin Rivers would have scored 8 points. He scored 6, right? He scored 6. You want to know why? Because he's Austin fucking Rivers,
right.
right? He's Austin Rivers. That's why he scored 6 points. And just like my man Renzo said, sucker bet. I got sucked in. Now, did it hurt? Of course it hurt, man. That's 16 racks. You know what I mean? It's 16 racks. Like, of course it hurt. But at the end of the day, that's on me. Like, I can't complain. Right? I hit a 10-1 play in that. It was 1,000, or it was plus 1,000. And I hit that. Right? I should have played that straight. That would have been money. Right? I had 7 plays in that play and I hit 6 of them. If I played them all straight, I would have won 6. But no, y'all got greedy. I wanted the big win. And that's what we see. That's what we see on all the social media. All you see is the big win. Nobody talks about the losses and learning from the losses. They all want to show you the win because everybody, they get the Google eyes when they send the Bentleys. You know what I mean? I already showed it up. I got people here. You see the cash. You see the hundreds. You know what I mean? You see all the money and stuff. Like, come on, man. Anybody can do that. Anybody can show that. That's the first time in 5 years. I've been doing this for 5 years. That's the first time in 5 years you ever see me flash money. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to do that to win. So, no suckers, man. No sucker bets, man. Let's go to some of these comments, man. Yo, C. Yo, Charles, man. What's good, bro? Thank you for jumping on tonight, man. If you're out there, man, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe button. I see we got a couple of people that join more. The membership is up. Go to YouTube. You're already on YouTube. Go to A2D Radio. When you sign up, hit that $9.99, man. We coming back this weekend. I've been on a heater this week. Been on a quiet heater this week. That's why I showed the cash. Just to show the people. Just to show the people that we're doing big things. Come on the weekend, man. Big UFC card coming up this weekend. I'm on it, man. We're gonna have a winning week. What are the current odds of the Suns versus Sixers for the finals? I'm not sure, but I like. I'll tell you what. I don't like the Suns, man. I like the Jazz. As long as Mitchell is doing what he's doing, I'm not sure the Suns can beat the Jazz in 7, especially in Utah. Like, people keep forgetting, man. Utah is tough to win in. Like, Utah is a tough. Like, Utah's been tough to win in since Stockton and Malone, bro. Like, they know easy out at home, man. But Lord, if you want to think about a nice future bet here, even though my man Renzo likes Brooklyn, 10-1 for the Sixers to win ain't bad, right? 10-1 for the Sixers to win the whole thing ain't bad. You know what I mean? I've been on Milwaukee since day one. I thought Milwaukee was a good bet. Obviously that's not looking good the way the Nuggets are handling business. I think Milwaukee got somewhat lucky last game there, but a win is a win, especially in the playoffs. So we'll see how that we'll see how that series kind of shakes out, man. Let's see what else we got. I think Simmons needs to be aggressive, engaged offensively than he is. The team is so much better. I don't think he's necessarily needs to be shooting outside rims to have a good impact. And we talked about this before, and for everybody to join on, the poll question of the day is the defensive player, and because I call him defensive player of the year because I think he should have won it. So, we got the all snub, team on this team. No MVP, no All-Star for Harris, and then no defensive player of the year for Ben Simmons. But when you think about it, for the defensive player of the year and Ben Simmons, which I call him that, is that not enough? Like, what are we asking more of him? If he's a defensive player, and I don't defend Ben. I said this already. I don't defend Ben. I'm not a Ben fan. I'm really not. But the fact that the kid could really and should have been called the defensive player of the year, what are we asking for, y'all? Like, how much more do we need? Like, how greedy are we in Philly right now? You know what I mean? We want it all. We want the cake. We want the icing. We want the jelly jam in the middle. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I agree with that, man, because
here you go.
Because that's not what we was told, right? That's not what we.
But that's what we got.
That's not what we was presented with, though. We was presented with this guy could be LeBron. This guy, you're gonna win a championship building a team around.
It was analysts saying that bullshit. It wasn't him. Well, of course,
I'm saying the team. I'm saying the franchise. You can tell about how we built the team around him. Like, we built the team around Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. It was like Kobe, Shaq, whatever. Like,
right.
And he's just not that. That's the only problem I got. That's the only problem I got.
Oh yeah, Sebastian, man, what's up, bro, man? Long time no see, man. I appreciate you for coming through. We're good, man. It's an old MoneyPot alumni right there, man. I got the Nets in 5. Well, we got the Sixers in 5. Sixers in 5. Lock that shit in. Any Euro soccer and UFC plays? Yeah, I know we had talked about some soccer plays with you before. UFC plays. Yo, go get the membership. Go get the membership plan, man. $9.99 a month on the weekends. Saturday and Sunday. We're gonna have USC plays. We're gonna have soccer plays. Sign up, bro. You know what I mean? And you get so much more value than just just the plays from Money Pot. You know what I mean? Ask Sebastian if you want. Like we done made Sebastian's for cash over a good period of time, man. So sign up, $9.99 membership package, YouTube A2D Radio, and you'll get some some special plays over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday plays, man. The plays themselves pay for themselves. You know what I mean? Like you're getting plays every weekend for $10 for the month. You know how much plays cost from some of these cappers and these whale guys and stuff like that? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. All right, 2001, we won the most awards and lost in the finals. That's facts. Different team, though. This team is a lot more talented than that team, in my opinion. A lot deeper, too. I disagree. Also, Ben is tremendous defensively, but from the moment he was drafted, he was a jumper away from blonde since 1 year. His offensive game has gone downhill. This is true. He hasn't improved in that. I can't disagree. Nets in 5. The Bucks series, I have Sixers. Nets going to 7. Do you for the NBA? Yeah. Now I definitely agree with this here. I do. I don't think anybody in the West is going to take it. I think it's going to be in the East this year. I thought be whoever in my opinion, I think whoever wins the Bucks and Net series is going to win a chip. That was how I looked at that. Wow, kudos to you for saying that. I appreciate that, man. We're trying to just get back to the folks, man. We're just trying to get back to the people, man. I mean, that's what we do here, Lord. I mean, appreciate you for jumping on, man. Appreciate you for hitting that like button, hitting that follow button, or hitting that notification button, man. Appreciate you all y'all for jumping on, man. It's a late night. COVID is almost done. It's 11 o'clock at night, and y'all in here watching us, talking to us. I fucking love it, man. I love it. All right, so we talked about the membership. We talked about the new format of the show coming up. We talked about some live game reactions to the Sixers game. Talked about some tips on same game parlays for NBA. Talked about a poll question. Keep hitting y'all with that subscription. Oh yeah, new quick announcement, man. New time. Money Pot is moving to Sundays. So make sure y'all stay with us. We're going to be moving to Sundays, Sunday morning. We're going to start gearing up, especially with football season coming around. We're going to talk about fantasy. I know what my guy Willie Vegas from A2D Radio is really gearing up for that. So we're talking about fantasy with that and DFS stuff, and then obviously the plays. For Sunday morning action, man. Last year we was hooping and we was talking about football and we talking about hooping. You know what I mean? So, that should be good. We're looking at I believe 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock on Sundays. So make sure y'all around. Y'all get in from your Sunday service. Y'all go to church. Or if y'all go to church, put in the AirPod in the one ear. Ain't nobody gonna know. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all tune in and listen to Money Pot, man, and get them plays in, man. Real quick, man. Tell me what you've been doing this weekend, man, from a betting perspective, Chris. I know you said today you smacked the Sixers, which was easy money.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you how else did you fare, kind of early on in the week?
Yeah, this week was solid, man. I took I escaped that I guess that was game one. I took a lot of single plays, man, single bets, man. Like I said when we first started basketball season,
Yes, sir.
you can't do parlays with you can't even do a 2-team parlay. I feel like in basketball.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of single bets, man. I took the Clippers versus Jazz. I guess that was game one when the Jazz were favored 3.5.
Hmm.
So just escape there, man. I took Sixers game two. That covered me there. Like the Nets game one and game two, smacked both of those. So we made out well. The one, where did I lose? I did lose a bet. I guess I took Sixers game one. I lost Sixers game one against the Hawks, and then took them game two, won that one. So I'm good there. And then I'm gonna take them today too as well. So I was good. I guess I'm 5 for 1 this week.
Yeah.
It was good, man. I can't complain.
Yeah, same with me, man. I've been let me see. I'll bring it up right now, man. Just it's good to talk about it, but
Mhm.
when you can show it,
Mhm.
it's even better, man. It's even
Mhm.
better. Let me log into FanDuel real quick. And that live bet on Devin Booker, man, dropped down to 28 and a half. I will pull the trigger on that right now.
Yeah,
So if
we
you,
set
if you
for
got
two.
if you got a live bet, he's got 15 and a half. I think the half should be coming up real soon here. And right now I'm logging into FanDuel and Booker. Oh, he just jumped out. Booker's now 29 and a half. We just talked about this. Where these numbers are gonna like play. We
Yeah.
said 28 and a half, maybe 29, maybe 31 and a half, or something weird, 32 and a half. Like, yo, this is what we do, man. All right, so already got a cash out offer for let me see here. For the if y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? Nah, the light too much. Well, y'all see that green at the bottom. That's called a cash out offer, right? So you see the green up top. There's a green up top right there. There's a win. You know what I mean? Nice little $700 win right there. Little same game parlay. We missed that same one by one. So you can see the four and then the three. Let me see if I got some more. Here we go. And then one more nice little at the bottom there. You see that some more wins. You know what I mean? So we not just talking the shit, right? We back it up with the plays, right? Everything we're teaching, everything with the tips that we're trying to gem and the gems that we're trying to pass on to y'all that we know works for us, And now don't get it twisted. We're not professional gamblers. I mean, look at the crib, man. Like I don't have some crazy crib in the back, with some fancy stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in front of a computer. Like it's not like we don't got to show you the lifestyle, to say that we're doing it on the side. We've been doing this for a long time and been consistently winning at a long time. You know what I mean? Not trying to, say that we're the greatest of all, but we need to get some roses for this shit, man. We need to
Let's
get
have
some
it.
roses for this
I
shit,
like
man.
them vibes.
Yeah, man, for sure, for sure. So the best bet of the day I got for y'all, man, is that live bet on Devin Booker, man. He gets me 30 today. I'm gonna lock that in as soon as I can, as soon as that clears up, man. It was perfect at 28 and a half.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
perfect.
it was perfect at 28 and a half. Now it's 29 and a half.
I
Let's
like
look
that.
forward to a little bit this weekend, Chris, without giving up or divulging too much, man, of some of the games going on. I know the Sixers don't play again till Monday. Let's just go to basketball. We'll leave some of the baseball, soccer, and UFC plays for the membership team. But tomorrow is Utah on the Jazz, and then we got a nice heavy hitter with Brooklyn and the Bucks on Sunday, and then Phoenix and Denver again. And we'll just pick. I just want you to pick one out of those three games. Which game do you think you're going to key in on the most? And without giving out any plays, tell me what are some things that you're looking at, or what things you're leaning at, and one of those three games.
Um, the Clippers are in a must win, right? Clippers have to win, right?
Yeah, they're down 2-0.
They're
They're
down 2-0.
yeah, they're down 2-0,
Mm-hmm.
-4. We don't
Mm-hmm.
know how bad that Mitchell injury is.
Mm-hmm.
He said he walked off. I saw the
Mm-hmm.
interview where he said he could sprint right now if they wanted him to. I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe it,
Mm-hmm.
but he's been so hot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think he could drop 30 in his sleep against them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know why Kawhi hasn't been on him more. I
Mm-hmm.
saw it in game two a little bit more, but all
Mm-hmm.
they did was run pick and roll and switch off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because PG ain't doing it
Yeah.
or Mitchell. I don't know what's up with playoff P. But
Yeah.
like you said, they're going back to the clip. They're going back home.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ibaka being out is huge for them.
Mm-hmm.
They lose a man down and they lose some size inside,
Mm-hmm.
right? So looking at that play, talking it out right now,
Mm-hmm.
what are things you're leaning at? You know what I mean? Making sure we protecting the membership folks who's on the membership plan. But what are some things that you're looking at? What are some keys in that game that you think is going to use to get you to your decision?
Yes, I mean, so without diving too deep into it, right? You would expect the Clippers to come out with some urgency, right? You would expect them to come out hair on fire. You expect Kawhi to be at aggressive Kawhi offensive mode. You hope that PG can be hot. So I would take a look at that first quarter,
Mm.
see what that looks like. It's probably something like Clippers. It's probably something like Clippers -2, maybe something like that, maybe.
I'll give you that real number, but just because you said that, let's.
Here we go. Money talks.
Money talks. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
love that. Love that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I like how you do that, man. Just giving a little gem for the people.
Yeah,
Give 'em a
yeah.
little, give 'em a little breadcrumb. I'm gonna tell you what that first quarter is right now. You know what I mean? First quarter right now is Clippers are money line -140, and I was they're a half. So this is how they try to get y'all. The Clippers are -140 for the first quarter, but the spread is .5 and it's
Mm,
-122. Right.
mm,
So don't be the sucker bet and go for the -140 because
mhm,
obviously you can't score a half a point in basketball. You need
mhm,
to score 1 point.
mhm.
So if you're going to bet wherever you bet, whether it be Utah or the Clippers, we're not telling you which way to bet. But if you ever bet Utah or Clippers, bet the spread. Nobody scores a half a point in basketball. Come
Right,
on,
right,
use what God gave you up top. But go ahead.
right. So I would look at that. That probably that kind of scares me a little. Not scares me. It kind of makes you think. Right. It's like you would think that the Clippers should at least be a full point, not a point and a half at least above that. I mean, that's kind of like a wash to me. That's saying
Mm,
that the Jazz might come out and win the first quarter. Jazz come out and win the first quarter here, the Clippers are done. If
so
they can't come out and win the first quarter, then the Jazz are going to run away with this thing. So I'm looking at things like that, and if it fades that way, then I would start looking at second half, any sort of live bet, you know, Kawhi Leonard's, point totals, right? It's
hmm
probably somewhere like 27, I would imagine, something like that.
I'll give you real numbers. So player points right now, Kawhi is at 27.5. Boom.
Right. So yeah, so he's like 27. So I'm looking at that. I probably, I'm looking at one way or the other. Again, kind of what we are saying, right? Take consistent players, consistent situations,
Lean on
um,
the horses.
and lay the horses, right? So Kawhi is the consistent player.
Hmm
A really good team having their back against the wall, needing a must win is a consistent situation. I like them bets, kind of looking in those directions. So that's kind of what I'm looking at.
All right. So I just want you to just understand how he broke that down, right? Let's go back. So out of the three games we talked about, there's three games going on this weekend for basketball. We got the Utah Clippers tomorrow, and we got Brooklyn and Milwaukee, and then the Suns in Denver. So what he's looking at is situational betting here, right? Out of those three games, he's like, okay, what team is desperate the most? What team has come out and said anything that talks about desperation? He's talking about the Clippers, right? Kawhi's already came out said, hey, the series is not over. You know, we got a lot of fight left in us, right? He's already said that. So come on, you check that mark. Okay, they're down 2-0. Check that mark. Utah looks on fire. Check that mark. They're in LA. Check that mark. So what does Kawhi got to do? We've seen Kawhi put this team on his back and go ham. Check that mark. Okay. What is he looking at? Horses. Kawhi. What is he going to do? What's his numbers? Check that mark. First quarter. Check. Let's check that mark. Understand how to look at these games in a different light. Just don't look at these games and say, hey, I think Utah is better. They're going to win. That doesn't work in how you break down these games and how you bet. You have to start breaking down these games. And I say this all the time. You can I can teach you how to bet and teach you the foundation of sports betting as the same way if somebody can teach you how to bet stocks, right? Start breaking down these games bit by bit and looking at the keys in the market. just like I would tell you in stocks. Look at the statistics. Look at the numbers. Go back. Look at the in basketball it'd be shorter, right? It'd be the 10-day moving average, as they would say, right? But look at look at the one. We want to look at a year or 5-year high in a stock. Let's bring it back down and let's look at the 10-day, 15-day moving average. What is this player doing? Who's defending him? Right? What's that market analyst tell you? Right? Start thinking of how to sports bet and you're going to see your numbers go up, man. You're going to see your numbers go up. Hey, man, Chris, I love it. Great fucking insight on how you think about a games and how you look at it and how you're going to approach it. I want to thank everybody who jumped on, man. If you're still on, you like what you're hearing, hit that goddamn like button, hit the notification, go to A2D Radio, sign up for the membership, and then you're gonna get paid this weekend. You're gonna get paid this weekend, man. I ain't fucking around, man. That's the last time I'm showing money online, man. I don't show money online. That's not what I'm about. That's not what I'm doing. I'm about educating people, man. But make sure you, like I said, man, sign up for the weekend, man, and tell a friend to tell a motherfucking friend, man. I was about to call you B Diddy, man. For Moss Money, Renzo, Mr. Wing, let's fucking go. We out of here, man.
Let's have it.
Come on, man. Yo, MoneyPot about to start.
I know, I'm coming, man.
Yeah, grab your notepad, man, for real.
Alright, dog, fuck it, man. Come on.
Yeah, man, they be spitting shit, man.
True.
Yeah.
Boy.
Money pop, money talk. All they do is talk facts. Bird gang. All they do is talk stacks. 360 on the new view. Go run, tell the ad. 40-yard dash time. Moss Money podcast time. S.co headline.